Oh, I wasn't ready yet, but I'll just go with it. Hey guys, Justice. Oh man, I combined Batman and Bruce Wayne together. Justin Carey, an unboxing, and I kind of let the cat out of the bag already and told you what it is in the title. Never Ending Story. So many years ago, my little brush with awesomeness, my brother and I went on a road trip to be featured on an episode of Comic Book Men at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank, New Jersey. Now, I've always been a fan of the humor of Kevin Smith, and NeverEnding Story was like one of my most sentimental, iconic movies of my childhood. So it was awesome. Got to be on TV. Obviously, we didn't make the deal. If you've never seen that episode, I'll put a link down below. Make sure you're following me on various social medias if you want to buy toys or reach out to me. Facebook, that's the best way to get a hold of me. But Germany and Mexico were the only two countries to produce NeverEnding Story action figures, which I'm going to show you right now. And then I'll let you peruse my personal collection, which has all of them. And yes, so obviously I'm always looking for opportunities. I buy and sell toys. This deal for NeverEnding Story was too good to pass up, so I went, I'm gonna buy them, and it's maybe I'll list them for sale. I mean, if you're trying to reach out to me, you go, I'll give you 20 bucks for all of them. Don't waste your time. Look them up on eBay. Realize, like, I used to pay anywhere from $50 a piece to $100 a piece for the bat. That was the hardest one to get. And I always hook people up. I always do better than eBay. So if you really want these and are not just going to give me a $30 lowball offer, we can talk. Otherwise, I'll list them for sale later, or another super fan will come out and they'll go, oh, I need these. And I'll go, I'll do better than eBay. I'll check. So I'll stop talking. This is the Empress, the childlike Empress, holding that little grain of salt or a piece of earth. If you watch the movie, and this always confused me too, because Bastion, which we're going to see in a minute, yells out the window during a thunderstorm because he's reading the NeverEnding Story, but part of the NeverEnding Story, and she's like, say my name, give me a name, and he's like, I can't, I'm not, I don't believe, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes to the window, he goes, oh my God, and you can't tell what he says. And it was only until years later, the advent of the internet or subtitles, he says Moonchild. So that's her new name, is Moonchild. Crudely made. They're awesome, but you know, these were made in the 80s in Mexico. I'm sure there wasn't, you know, it wasn't some Mattel or Hasbro type thing. It was a factory. I mean, they had good paint apps and whatnot. There's the racing snail that you see several times throughout the movie. Heck, these might even be a good present for my brother. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on what you offer me. Because I know my brother won't offer. But he was on the show with me, so that'd be cool. There's Atreyu! Atreyu! There's Atreyu. Look how they made his feet. That's how my figure is too. It like barely stands, so you have to like lean it against something. But there's the Orin. The awesome Orin. I don't remember if I got the Orin in this lot. Oh, I guess I do. I sent this Orin to Greenland or Iceland. I can't remember. My buddy Victor, Viktor or something. He does custom action figures. I got a number of them throughout my collection. But he's like, can you send me your original Orin? I want to cast it and then make copies of it. And he did them in like translucent. And he hooked me up and gave me a number of free Orins for doing that, because then he sells them. But I got like a translucent blue one. I got a painted one. So that's pretty, it's like the most iconic thing. It even has a loop so you can... Why am I freaking not wearing these at Comic-Cons? When I go to a toy show, I'm wearing this thing next time. Here's the most expensive one in the lot. at least when I was collecting them one at a time, because I had a saved eBay search and it took me years. It was only in, and how I discovered these was watching an episode of Jordan Hembro's The Toy Hunter, and he went to Mad Hunter, who's another huge social media guy that talks about toys in Mexico. I paused the video, I zoomed in when you could do that on TiVo or the Red, whatever that box was that recorded television shows, and I could zoom in, and I'm like, what's that on Mad Hunter's collection room? And people do that to my collection room all the time. It's funny. They go, what's that? I zoomed in, and he told me it was NeverEnding Story, and that's how I discovered that there were NeverEnding Story action figures, was by Mad Hunter. Went on my journey, took me years, but the final piece I need was the bat, the hardest one to get. There's a little guy on it, you know, him and the racing snail were friends. But yes, this was difficult, and I got had by another Mexico seller. He had just like a Halloween bat from the 80s, and he's like, because there's no information. I later did a video on all these, so there's some information, and then Mad Hunter coincidentally did a video a week later of me. I inspired him, which his was way better than mine, but that's besides the point. I bought for like $100 a not even a knockoff, just a generic Halloween decoration someone had told me was the NeverEnding Story bat. And then later I found out, no, this is actually the bat. So I got had. Happens to the best of us. Ooh, here's two good characters. Man, I forgot this was like the whole collection. I think this is every single figure. Other than, yeah. There's Sebastian, reading the NeverEnding Story book. Oh, it even has the little Orin emblem on it, but that's what he's doing when he's playing hooky from school. Just reading there. Sweet. That's way better condition than mine, but mine has a funny story, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then the protagonist, big word I know, the top general of the Nothing, which is the Gamork, and he scared me so much when I was a kid. That's the wolf, and you see his eyes, and it's like, the music's going. I really hope they redo this movie or come out with another one, because NeverEnding Story 2 and 3. Jack Black makes a cameo when he's like a nobody of the voice of the rock biter's baby son that's dancing in the it jumped the shark. Books are phenomenal too, but the Gamork and his pouncing, yep, that's all of them. So I'm gonna show you them all in one hand so you see. Again, I'll sell them, but you know, I'm not blowing these things out because the full collection doesn't come up very often. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, which we didn't make a deal for like 300 and some bucks on my episode of Comic Book Men. I can't remember what the final tally was, but all right, let me show you. I promised you. I'll show you again. Make sure you're following all my social medias, because I do specific things on some and not others. Specifically Instagram, Facebook. Those are my two that I post for sale things, post my crazy humor. And then YouTube, I like to post videos, exclusive content. Normally my videos go out on YouTube prior to going out on Facebook. I just got this ring camera. Ring camera. How do I... Oh, can I do this? Sorry, edit this all out later. It'll be flawless, I promise you. It'll be so flawless. Here you go. This dude's professional. He knows what he's talking about. All right, sweet. Just got the new ring camera. I'm loving it. Way better than my last one. Here's my official Nintendo case that people keep saying, you need to do a video just on what's inside there. And I'll get around to it someday. All right, so Mexico had a number of rock biters. You had this hunk, solid plastic one right here, and then you had a blow mold hollow one that was quite rare and harder to get. Bastion, I made a handmade blanket because his buttocks somehow got exposed from the paint, crude lead paint apps falling off. Speaking of Victor, who does Skorinshkin. I can't even say his last name. He loves Masters of the Universe. He did a crossover of FALCOR. Get it? FALCOR using Masters of the Universe pieces. That's not NeverEnding Story. I don't know why I put him right there. You got Atreyu, you got Childlike Empress, you got my Orin. And then Bully, which I mentioned, whatchamacall, Germany did their own line of figures, but they're considerably smaller. See, there's the snail, Racing Snail Mexico, Racing Snail Germany, same with the Rockbiter, Atreyu, smaller versions, even Falcor himself, which is signed by the voice of Falcor, Alan Oppenheimer. I later got that signed, which is awesome. And you know what? This is as good as time as any. I wasn't planning on doing this. Also, that's Victor did that custom right there, which he painted up a little bit better. This, oh boy. Let me zoom out a little bit, sorry. Great. This, extremely special. What is it, you may ask? Well, thank you for asking. This is the original scale of Falcor, the Luck Dragon. Martin, I can't remember his last name. He deals he's in Germany. The shooting was done over there in the UK countries, but he is a big prop collector as well as Masters of the Universe collector. He got the original Falcor tail from the movie. It's awesome. I trust this guy, well established in the community. Well, he had to do some modifications to the end of the tail because it was fraying, and he had a handful of scales that weren't needed anymore that he individually sold. So this was my retirement gift to myself when I retired from law enforcement. I bought it from him. You can see the dab of glue that it would have been attached to its body, and it's made of some material, and it has a curve to it, but you're never going to see this again. I can't imagine there's many people that have this, so it's a really, really cool piece. I did talk a number of years ago to the owner of the original screen-used book of NeverEnding Story, and I was trying to buy it from him, and he was like, well, if I was to sell it, it'd be over $10,000, which I'm not that kind of I can't spend that kind of money. But he's like, I'd rather be buried with it. I'm like, dude. And I've heard a wives' tale that Steven Spielberg has the original Orin in his office. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So NeverEnding Story figures, they're awesome. Go rewatch the movie. I used to follow Noah Hathaway, I think his name was, who was the Atreyu in the movie, and he does Comic-Cons. I don't really see much of his feed anymore, but it was typically his girlfriend making posts and whatnot, and them on planes or whatever. But yeah, that's it. Love you all. Take care. If you're interested, hit me up with a respectable offer. Not top dollar, but don't be saying 30, 40 bucks for the whole lot. All right. Otherwise, I'll just wait until I find another me that's going to appreciate them as much as I do. See you guys.